To review the data manipulations that we created in the population file, I connected to our population CSV, and that's currently saved in our week 3 folder under data. If you can see, you'll see that right here. So I connected to population, and as you can see that there are a few fields that we don't necessarily need even off the bat, like the ID and the ID2. So what we can do is right-click those and hide those fields so we don't see and get confused with those. And you can see that most of my measures, all of my measures, are coming in as separate columns, which normally would be fine, but these are all specific years. So they're almost like it should be a dimension that you see years and in one column and population in another. So we can actually go through, and you'll notice that there's a similar verbiage for all the years. As we go through the sheet, you can see that most of it is called population estimate as of July 10th, so we can rename that 2010. Come on. 2011, we would just double click the name. 2012, 2013, 2014, and so forth and so on until you've got it all the way out to 2017. Now you might be asking, what are the first couple of columns? But I can tell you that since they're both for 2010, and one is census and one is estimates base, and the rest of my years were all called a different kind of verbiage, I want to hide those because I think it would just cause confusion for our end users. So you can hide multiple columns at once as well. So I want to hide these columns. And so now I have geography, which I need to split this out. Right now it gives me a county and a state, and it won't recognize that this is an actual, that this is a geographic location. So I can select it and say that I want to do a split or a custom split. If I say a custom split, I might want to get Anderson and Tennessee. I don't know why it's not wanting to do that for me. But we can also just select the split, and that will split it goes through and looks for something that's similar in each one of these, and county is in every one of these. So it's pulled the county name from that. So this actually we can rename county. And we can hide this geographic field. And you can see that it actually is just a string. So we need to actually, we can do this here or on sheet 1, but you'd select your string denominator up there and go to geographic role county. So the only thing left is to pivot our data. We want to pivot it because Tableau actually likes data taller rather than wider, which means that right now we have 95 rows, but it's easier to compare when you have one row per county per year. If I were to do that right now, I'd have to create a separate calculation for each year to calculate it against the previous one. So I'm going to select everything I have. Hold down Shift and select the last piece, right click and say pivot. So now I have years in the pivot field name, and my pivot field value is my population. So now if I go to my sheet, I can double click county and it'll automatically put it on a map. But because some of these counties are in multiple states, or actually 73 of them that are, it doesn't know where to really put them. So if I click this little 73 unknown and say edit locations, you see it doesn't know what state matches. So I can just go up here, and since they're all in the same state, I can select fixed and Tennessee. And to get this to change to a filled county, then all I would need to do is select the map in your marks card. Now you have the state of Tennessee. If you wanted to see the colors on population, you can just double click population and it automatically throws it onto the color shelf. So that's our cheat from week 3 in data manipulation. Thank you.